эфире.
Hi dear colleagues, today is 28th January and today we will talk about our new wireless fuel level sensor. So let's wait a little bit because I can see still there is people didn't join us until they join us because maybe they did they just will enter for will join us. I'm sorry because we are a little bit nervous. So today we'll talk about our new wireless fuel level sensor Mielta Fantom. But let's wait until they join us. In 3-4 minutes we will start. Meanwhile, you can write us to the chat if you can hear us, see us well. It's very important for us. We are happy to welcome you to our webinar. We were waiting for this event, and we prepared for it. We have already received many questions regarding our new fuel level sensor, so we decided to do the webinar that you can get all your questions. As well, we are happy. It means that you are interested in this product. Today, with me, a technical specialist as well. You can write your question in the chat, and we will answer them after presentation. Good afternoon from Dubai. Hi, Mr. Salahuddin. Nice to meet you. So I think everybody can hear us well. So let's start. It's time to start. Mielta team is on air. Hello, friends, colleagues. My name is Mushtari, and today I will be your moderator of our webinar. Next to me, Dmitry. He is a specialist of technical department in Mielta, and we are happy to welcome you to our webinar, Mielta Fantom, a completely new approach to the measurement. Not so long ago, as you know, Mielta released a new wireless fuel level sensor with Bluetooth technology. And today we will talk about it in details. I will tell you a little bit about what awaits us today. We will talk about the functionality of the Fantom, and I will tell about its features. We will talk about its specifics and advantages of the sensor and what kind of new features it has and where it can be used. We will show a mobile app configurator, its interface and configuration tools. So let's start on the Mielta Fantom functionality. The sensor combines the trends of satellite monitoring. As before, Mielta focuses on the reliability of the device, their anti-vandalism and usability in various fields. That the sensors will work in unstable conditions. We have developed autonomous operation and black box for recording data. Our sensor detects the angle of inclination of the vehicle. This function is implemented for the sensor to work on uneven ground. One of the problems that customers face is an attempt to interrupt the sensor signal, covering it, for example. The Mielta Fantom sensor has inbuilt shielding sensor that detects this incident and records it in a black box. The field of the sensor's use has grown. The Mielta Fantom is compatible with the various types of fuel. In particular, it's able to correctly determine the level of eco-gasoline. As you can see on the slide, this is not all features of the sensor. And now I will tell you in more details about the implementation of this functionality and the features of the sensor usage. So let's start our webinar with the more important thing, in our opinion, it's measurement. The principle of the level measurement is classic, and it's a linear. Capacitor in the form of pipe and electrode that immersed into the fuel. The measured value is the condenser capacity. However, during the development, Mielta engineers decided to get rid of discrete analog components and used a unique integrated measuring controller. This meter performs a different method of measuring capacity from its competitors, making it several times faster and with high resolution. The use of integral measurer that can work efficiently in a large dynamic range allows the sensor to work equally successfully in various types of fuel, whether it's gasoline, diesel fuel, alcohol with gasoline mixture, they are calling it such as eco fuel. It's very various usage of in Latin America and so on. It's also allowed to us to implement a self-diagnosis system. The system works as following. In normal mode, the sensor operates in a given range. Sensor capacity or fuel level. If the measured value is outside of the range, the sensor generates an error message. It's kind of special code like other analogs of the sensor sending. However, unlike its competitors, the Fantom sends not only an error code, but also error value that can be used to conclude the reason for going out of the range. This may be a change in the fuel quality because of some possible impurities. It may be incorrect calibration. It may be entering various liquids into the tank, including water. The sensor will not stop measuring, even if there is water in the tank, and can give you an estimate value of the water level. Now we will talk about data transmission. Mielta Fantom has built-in modern 5th generation Bluetooth transceiver, as well as high-performance ceramic antenna that provides stable communication and reduces the energy consumption of the transmitter. The sensor supports wireless software updates and can work with any Android or iOS-based mobile devices. So, next slide is about power or a power element, battery, as we know. The sensor is made up standard lithium cyanide chloride battery, which is securely soldered, fully sealed, and protected from external influences. This battery is designed to operate the sensor for 7 years, subject to manufacturer's recommendation, parameters, and settings. The built-in accelerometer sensor detects the position of the sensor in real time, and when the sensor is in a horizontal position or when the sensor deviates from the vertical by an angle of more than 60 degrees, the sensor automatically switches to power-saving mode. It turns off the measurer, turns off the memory module, and optimizes the operation of the main microcontroller, which significantly reduces the power consumption and significantly extends the battery life. In practice, this is very effectively used for long-term storage, for example, in warehouse, for transportation, for example, if from Russia to Chile, or for example, in Latin America till transportation. You will always be sure now that the sensor will reach the installation location and its battery will be fully operational and provide the stated service life. Now I will tell you a little bit about most innovative function of the Fantom sensor. This is an active defense. The sensor housing has inbuilt sensitive sensor that detects the approach to the house of any metal electrically conductive objects, including its cover. The sensor records the date, time, the cover, and its duration. The data is recorded is non-volatile memory and stored for a while, is transmitted to the satellite terminal and then to the monitoring server via special protocol. In practice, it may look like this. The monitoring operator can notice that the satellite terminal is either completely lost its signal or has stopped transmitting fuel level data. This may be because of the activation of some interference or intentional damage, let's say weather covering or shielding the sensor. But after a while, the data is restored. The satellite monitoring operators can see that the data coming from the sensor contains an evidence that the sensor was shielding events were detected, and will be able to respond properly, inform the owner, for example, of this vehicle, or send a technical specialist for control at the discretion of the owner or the satellite monitoring operator. The inbuilt accelerometer functions greatly actually helps the sensor to work on objects that may be located on inclined surface with the large angle of inclination. It can be different vehicles and agricultural machinery. In practice, this can be used as following. If the vehicle is at a large angle, the sensor detects the angle of inclination from the vertical and sends this data along with fuel level data. And on the monitoring server, this data is taken into account automatically and somehow processed at the discretion of the monitoring operator. And on the basis of this data, a decision is made on the validity of this data. For instance, if the vehicle is at large angle of inclination, the fuel can flow from one tank to another. The fuel can flow even from the tank of some kind of difficult shaped tanks that introduce a significant error, a huge error in the fuel level readings. These readings can be automatically filtered and not taken into account in the consumption calculation or any other calculations. Mielta Fantom sensor also has inbuilt flash memory of 4 megabytes. This memory is used mainly for storing a backup copy for software, for storing configuration, and for black box storage. The black box in the sensor has a volume about 400,000 point, which is enough to store the data for more than months. All data from the black box can be downloaded through the configuration application. The backup is stored in the memory in the following. In case of software update over a wireless connection, if this update is not completed correctly or connection is broken in some way, the sensor will not fail. The sensor will automatically restore the software from the backup and continue its operation in previous mode. This is a brief description of many functions in more details. We can discuss and answer your questions, but first I wanted to tell you and show you how the sensor works in mobile configuration. This application is available free in Apple Store and Google Play Store. You can easily download and install on your mobile device or any tab that has inbuilt Bluetooth 4.0 generation or newest one. In the screenshot, you can see the main application window. This is a search for visible devices, which shows a list of devices located within an available radius of the action. Also, you can see here this name of the visible devices, which contains a serial number of the sensor engraved on the sensor's body. You can also see the level of received signal, which can be used to make a conclusion about the distance of this sensor near your mobile device. Selecting one of these sensors, you can open and see more details. All the settings which passes the sensor in the mode of advertising, its temperature, its fuel level, tilt sensor, battery voltage. Also shows the indicator. The flashing indicator receives their message, which can be used to determine whether the connection is stable, whether the sensor sends the data stably. In order to start, you can edit the parameters of particular sensor. You need to set up a connection with it by clicking on suitable button. When you connect, you can see additional parameters on the screen. It's the raw value from the sensor, raw data, the accelerometer value along the axis. The data will be updated much more often now. When we click to the settings, we will see settings menu window. We will have a look in more details at the basic settings necessary to start the sensors in operation. So, the most important settings, as well as any other of the fuel level sensor, is within calibration. You can do a standard calibration as with the Mielta zone fuel level sensor. As all of you, I think you know that first you must do and store the full fuel tank value and then empty tank value. This instruction is described in more details in the manual. You can also write value manually in case you need to somehow edit this value. The next settings is smoothing. Smoothing is set in seconds. This is a filter that allows you to smooth the fuel level value for various purposes. If necessary, for example, on agricultural machinery, where the car drives around uneven places, grounds, there is a strong fluctuation, or in some other cases. The measurement period, the period of advertising, is the transfer of the data, the transmitter power, and the transmission format parameters very strong influence on the energy consumption of the sensor. I think all of us understand that each measurement, each data transmission of package spends a certain amount of the energy from the battery, which is designed for certain service life of the sensor. In case you will do all recommendations set up from manufacturer. Here you can see a data transfer format. At the moment there are two data transfer formats. First of them, it's Mielta data transfer format, and it's chosen by default. This data format, Mielta data format, it is an advanced format that contains all parameters measured by the sensor. And of course, it's possible to configure the sensor via alternative data transfer format. It's widely known in the monitoring market format, supported by a large number of satellite monitoring trackers. There are also date, time settings that are used for storing data in the black box and registering in event black box. This is our most basic settings. that are used to configure the sensor and start the sensor work. It's, as you can see, fast and convenient. Here I think we are finishing our presentation, and we are ready to answer your questions. I wanted to remind you that it can be delayed for 5 or 10 seconds. So in case we will not answer you fast to your question, please little bit wait until we will receive your questions. Thank you so much. So I can see already they commented Cairo Transit Logistic, hi everybody. And I can see there is a first question, Meet Patil. Sir, he is asking, is this available after streaming? То есть оно доступно ли у нас после...
Запись этого вебинара будет доступна на нашем сайте, на нашем канале.
After streaming, if you mean about the video record, of course it's available in our Mielta channel. You can see and again review what you missed. Hope we answered all your questions. We are waiting, dears colleagues, we are waiting your questions. Please, if you have any questions, we are ready to answer, especially when there is a technical specialist who knows much more better than anyone how it's work this sensor. So we are waiting. While you are giving me questions, I want to remind you that you know that this actually we announced this fuel level sensor in December. There actually was a lot of questions regarding how it's work, so that's why we decided to do some kind of webinar. In case you miss it as well, you can check in the channel and see. So, and I want to remind, by the way, here is another question. What are these devices that is compatible with this fuel sensor? То есть, получается, какие датчики, вот, как я понял, он имеет в виду трекеры, да, совместимы с нашими датчиками.
Датчик Mielta Fantom совместим с любыми спутниковыми терминалами, имеющие встроенную Bluetooth Low Energy версии 4.0 и старше.
Our fuel level sensors, Mielta Fantom, can work with any kind of satellite monitoring trackers, which has inbuilt Bluetooth Low Energy 4.0 or newest generation. Hope we answer your questions. So next question was there is from Mr. I think Aldo Ramos. Can your fuel level sensor connect to GPS tracking device? Which brands? Может ли наш трекер подключиться на какие-либо GPS-трекинг оборудования и каких брендов?
Это не зависит от бренда. Любой трекер, имеющий в составе Bluetooth Low Energy, способен принимать данные от датчика Mielta Fantom.
Actually, it doesn't matter which brands. In general, Mielta Fuel Level Sensor Fantom, wireless one, can connect to any satellite monitoring devices, GPS trackers, which has inbuilt Bluetooth Low Energy generation 4.0 or newest one, and can easily connect it and work.
Я добавлю. Все датчики, работающие с Bluetooth Low Energy, отличаются друг от друга только форматом передачи данных.
All the devices which is working with the Bluetooth Low Energy is different only with one thing. It's about the data transfer format. But as maybe if you missed or maybe if you heard, our fuel level sensor Mielta Fantom has right now 2 data transfer format. It's very comfortable. I will explain why. Because one of them is by default Mielta data transfer format, and second one is the analog data transfer format. So it means in case there will not be our data transfer format will not be suitable to this tracker, there is as well second data transfer format which can work with your tracker device. I think I answered correctly. So next question is,
Can
can we use this on water storage tank also? Можем ли мы использовать для, как я поняла, хранилищных датчиков? Правильно
Я
поняла?
понял, использовать датчик для измерения воды. Нет, вода очень сильно отличается от топлива по своим физическим свойствам.
Unfortunately, we cannot use this fuel level sensor to measure the water because the water features is really different from fuel features. So that's why, unfortunately, we cannot use.
Датчик Mielta Fantom может измерять воду до определенного уровня. Это не более 1 метра, я думаю.
Our fuel level sensor Mielta Fantom actually can show you the level of fuel, can show the level of water to some kind of, there is limit. I think it's 1 meter long, right?
Приблизительно.
Approximately. Hope we answered your question. So next question is, do you have a GPS tracking product also? Yes, we have our GPS tracking as well, and as well we have the GPS tracking device which is compatible with this our fuel level sensor. It's Mielta M7 Pro. For more details you can contact our managers and we will explain you. So next question is, do you have a local presence in UAE? Mr. Salahuddin, unfortunately right now we do not have a local presence like presenters in UAE. Right now you can buy directly from manufacturer, and for more details as well you can contact with your managers. We will explain you how you can buy our fuel level sensor or maybe other devices. Thank you so much. So next one. Hello, great presentation. Hello, thank you so much. How about the guarantee and the length? Что насчет гарантии и длины?
Гарантия от производителя составляет 3 года.
The guarantee from the manufacturer is 3 years.
Насчет длины. В данный момент серийно производится датчик длиной 1 метр.
Right now, we are manufacturing 1 meter long fuel level sensors.
Но в будущем планируется производство датчиков 1,5 и 2 метра.
In the future, we are planning to manufacture 1.5 meter long and 2 meter longs the level sensors. And the next question was, do you have a tracker which can work with your Bluetooth fuel level sensor? Yes, we have our tracker which can work with our Bluetooth fuel level sensor. It's Mielta M7 Pro, which can easily connect it to our fuel level sensor, Mielta Fantom. Thank you so much. So, next question, it's from Mr. Enkhbayar. Will you supply necessary information in case of integration for fleet management system? Будем ли мы, как я поняла, передавать необходимые документации, информации, если нужно будет интегрировать с Fleet Management System?
Да, конечно, мы предоставим формат передачи данных, предоставим протокол, если это необходимо.
Yes, of course, we can share with you all necessary information in case you need to integrate with Fleet Management System. We can share with you data transfer protocols and other documentation. Thank you so much, and I hope we answered your question. So, next question was, can the sensor be...
Предыдущий. Да-да-да.
Вот этот?
Выше, большой вопрос, да.
Мы как раз таки ответили по поводу интеграции. Да, да. Can the sensor be trimmed? I think you mean about the shielding sensor.
Нет, тримминг обрезан.
Поняла.
Да, конечно, датчик может быть обрезан до любой длины, необходимой для установки.
Yes, the sensor can be cutted and fitted until which you can fit your fuel tank. Можете подсказать, сколько сантиметров? Скорее всего, надо упомянуть об этом.
Минимальная длина не регламентируется, но мы рекомендуем обрезать датчик не меньше 10 сантиметров.
You can cut the fuel level sensor. We are recommending actually the cut fuel level sensor until to left 15 centimeters.
10.
Sorry, 10 centimeters. Sorry. So, so until there are our dear colleagues will give us question. We are waiting for it. Hope it was very useful, our presentation, and I hope we helped for you. And in case, yes, about representatives of in some countries, right now you can contact your manager, or you can contact us in our website, and we will try to answer all your such questions about the price or representation of another countries. Салухудин ответил на русском спасибо. Thank you so much and you are welcome. Next question from Mr. Alday Ramos. Do you have a GPS trackers with Bluetooth feature and will work directly with the Mielta Fantom? Yes, we already answered for this question, Mr. Ramos. We have our tracker which have Bluetooth 4.0, 4.2, and which can directly connect to our fuel level sensor Mielta Fantom. It's Mielta Tracker M7 Pro. For more details, dear, you can contact us and we can answer your questions. Thank you so much. And the next question, it was from Mr. Farzad. Can the sensor detect a sudden abnormal drop in the fuel? Может ли оно сразу быстро понять какой-нибудь, как я поняла, капля или какой-нибудь, вот, о котором мы говорим, было...
Про проводу?
Да, скорее всего, проводы или какие-либо другие элементы.
Да, датчик
топлива.
Mielta Fantom реагирует, очень быстро реагирует на появление примеси в бензине или в топливе.
Yes, our Mielta Fantom Fuel Level Sensor can suddenly detect any abnormal drop in the fuel and can show you on the monitoring of your system or in the mobile app.
Любые примеси, в том числе вода, приводят к тому, что данные выходят за нормальный диапазон.
Any liquids, for example, even water, because the water features is different from the fuel and it can show you suddenly. I hope I answered your question. Thank you so much. And Mr. Enkhbayar said to us, thank you for you and welcome. If you have any questions as well about maybe transportation, or for example, if you have questions about the prices, or if you need any, for example, information, more brochures, please contact us and we will send it to you. Thank you. So, hope let's wait a little bit again, 3 or 5 seconds until it will arise new questions. Can the rate of fuel level drop be defined? Как я поняла, здесь имеется в виду can the rate of fuel level drop be defined? Определяться, как я поняла, какой-нибудь rate это... Fuel level drop, fuel level это получается, да. Drop это обозначает, как будто капля капнула, наподобие.
Не понимаю вопроса.
Sorry, probably we didn't understand. 1 second. Let us to clarify this question, Mr. Farzad. Can the rate? Can the rate of fuel level drop be defined? Может ли определить
скорость падения уровня топлива?
Can rate. Может ли определить скорость падения уровня топлива?
Имеется в виду расход. Датчик показывает уровень топлива в реальном времени, и эти данные отправляются на сервер. Начинаем.
The fuel level sensor shows the levels in real time. So it means you can check it right now what's the level and what kind of changes is going on right now.
Да, и сервер оператор мониторинга может оценить скорость падения, построить график и принять решение.
And in the fuel in the fleet management system, your operator and the system itself can for you define it, can show you what kind of the rate it was drop. Еще раз можете повторить вопрос?
Оценить скорость падения и расход топлива за единицу времени или
can show to you, yes, can show to you and can tell you the speed of the drop and you can even see by your own in real time. Hope we understand you correctly. If it's not, we didn't answer, please could you define your question? We will try to answer. So next question was, do you have a distributors in Kenya? Do you teach technician to install the device? First question, I will answer you about the distribution in Kenya. Please contact Mr. Peter, contact your manager. He will answer you about distribution in Kenya. About, вот, например, по поводу, будет ли обучение технического специалиста по поводу установки данного оборудования.
Процесс установки и настройки датчика будет описан в технической инструкции. И это несложно повторить.
Хорошо. The installation, the process of installation, it's already described in the manual. It's easy, and you can find it in our manual, which we can share with you after a presentation, Mr. Peter.
Да, и установка датчика Mielta Fantom не отличается технически от установки любого другого датчика.
And the installation of the Mielta Fuel Level Sensor Fantom, it's not different from the installation of other fuel level sensor. It's almost the same. Thank you so much. Hope we answered your question, Mr. Peter. So Mr. Farzad is asking how to make the sensor understand what is considered the sudden drop. Can the sensor send alerting SMS? Was second question. Может ли наш датчик отправлять какие-либо...
Данные с датчика передаются только в спутниковый терминал.
Unfortunately, the sensor cannot send the alerting SMS. The all kind of SMS, like for example data's fuel level sensor transferring or sending to the vehicle, to the tracker, satellite monitoring tracker. And of course your tracker can send it to you SMS or kind of alerting SMS. Hope we answered your question. About the previous question, please let us to understand. We will try to explain.
Выдели и вставь просто внутри.
Sorry for inconvenient. Как заставить датчик понять, что считается внезапным падением? Именно падение, вот только чего?
Это слив, возможно, или
поняла.
Внезапное падение уровня.
Поняла. Может, попробовать объяснить, вы имели в виду это? Именно слив?
Ну, объясни, да.
Mr. Farzad, do you mean about the sudden drop? You mean if in case there is somebody like steal the fuel? Hope we understand you right. If in that case, we will answer your question.
Датчик сам не определяет слив, он только измеряет данные и отсылает на терминал. Факт слива определяет система мониторинга?
Это, если не ошибаюсь, все датчики, правильно?
Все датчики, да.
Actually, all fuel level sensors just measuring the fuel level and send us the data. About the understanding, it's the job of the monitoring system. The monitoring system will analyze this received data and give you the information that was the sudden drop. It's all fuel level sensor is working with this like that. Hope we answered your question. Thank you, Mr. Farzad, for your question. It's very useful. So we are waiting other questions. In case if you have any questions, here we are. By the way, we want to tell that there is where you have to understand there is not only if in case. Hello, hi Mr. Usama, hi, good morning. What is the data retention period in the black box? I mean, you mean about the storage?
Да, как мы показывали на наших слайдах, период измерения и также хранения в памяти может быть от 1 секунды до 60 секунд.
Хранение данных?
Это измерение и хранение данных, период.
Можете еще раз повторить, пожалуйста?
Период измерения и записи данных в черный ящик может быть от 1 до 60 секунд.
The period of the measurement and the storage of the data can be from 1 second to up to 6 seconds. 6 seconds.
60.
Sorry, 16 seconds. Sorry. 60 seconds. What Miss Rania is asking about what is the price of the sensor. Miss Rania, you can ask about your manager, which is contacting you about the price, and we will send you, the price of this Mielta Fantom. Thank you so much. And there is another colleagues asking, Ro Harim, can it will work with if the weather in our country is very high, like plus 40 degree? Может ли датчик работать, если у них в стране плюс 40?
Да, датчик работает до плюс 85 градусов.
Yes, the sensor can work until up to 85 degree. So it means in your country easily can work our fuel level sensor. Hope we answered your question. Thank you so much. Mr. Ravi is saying hi, Mushtari. Hi, Mr. Ravi. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, waiting for your questions. If you have just joined us, maybe you missed something, you can ask. We can answer your questions. They ask thank you too. They're welcome always. If you have any question, please. Ready here to answer. By the way, let me again to remind you, it can be delayed 5-10 seconds. If metal come in between of the sensor and device, then it will affect to the report. Как я поняла, при уже установленный, да, если будет какой-то металлический это ограждение.
Активная система защиты в датчике предназначена для обнаружения попыток нарушить связь. Начинай.
The active defense system is helping to recognize any approaching metal construction to this
без металла пока. Просто нарушить связь.
Any interrupt of the signal it can detect.
Сигнал может значительно ухудшиться если рядом, в непосредственной близости от датчика будет находиться какие-то металлические предметы.
The signal can be bad in case next to the sensor will be any kind of metal constructions.
На расстоянии меньше 10 сантиметров.
If it's the distance less than 10 centimeters.
В таком случае сенсор, встроенный в датчик, обнаружит этот факт и сохранит его.
In that case, the sensor will understand there is such thing and will write this event into the black box.
Присутствие металла на расстоянии более 10 сантиметров от датчика могут ухудшить передачу данных, но не нарушат полностью.
If the distance of this metal construction is over than 10 centimeters, it can make a little bit bad the signal, but it will not affect for working of the sensor. Hopefully I explained you well. Thank you so much, Mr. Ravi, for question. We have good presence in India. Could you be possible tie for service contact? I think for these questions it can answer your manager, Mr. Jimmy. Please contact us after presentation and we will try to answer all your questions. So next question, again Mr. Ravi. Yes, I missed it, but I have saved this program. We'll watch later. Thank you so much. It will be really helpful. Mr. Farzad is asking, does the sensor send the raw data to the tracker, or is there any filtering and smoothing software in the way to filter out fluctuations?
Датчик имеет встроенный фильтр для сглаживания сигнала и передает данные не сырые данные, а уже в определенном диапазоне, в определенной шкале.
Yes, the sensor has smoothing settings. Smoothing can be set in a second. These filters can allow you to smooth the fuel level value for various purposes. Можете повторить, если я что-то не перевела?
Датчик передает не сырые данные в терминал, а уже обработанные в нужном диапазоне указанном.
The sensor will not send the raw data to the tracker. It's already sending processed data in
из указанного диапазона.
In mentioned range. In mentioned range.
Данный диапазон может быть настроен.
By the way, this range can be set up by you or by your technician by manually. So, thank you so much, Mr. Farzad. So, next question. As you tell that internal memory is only 4 megabytes, then how much the data it can be stored? Это первый его вопрос. То есть, получается, как мы упомянули, датчик имеет встроенную память, и получается, сколько хранит, как я понимаю, сколько даты хранит он в себе.
Как много данных?
Да.
Это приблизительно 400 тысяч точек.
Yes, the sensor have internal memory battery. It can store and write all data inside of black memory. It is about 400,000 points. So, and next question was as well from Mr. Ravi. Also, in the case of network is less for 3 or 4 hours, then it will store for that much amount of data. Ну, если получается, если нет сигнала в течение там 3 или 4 часа, будет ли там он хранить себе все эти данные в течение
датчик записывает и хранит данные в реальном времени и хранит их до тех пор, пока они не перезапишутся по кругу. Скажи.
The fuel level sensors is writing and collecting the data in real time.
До тех пор они будут храниться, пока не перезапишутся.
Until that, it will record the all data until it will rewrite it. So it means it can for sure can store and can write your if in case there is no signal around 3 or 4 hours.
И эти данные можно будет получить не через трекер, а только через приложение.
In that case, this data, which is already stored in the fuel level sensor, you can get by mobile application, which you have already installed in your mobile device or maybe in the tablet. You can come and get it to the mobile application. Thank you so much. Mr. Gadiev is asking what kind of smoothing algorithm your fuel level sensor is using. Какой алгоритм сглаживания мы используем?
Это обычное усреднение.
Обычное усреднение.
Усреднение это.
It's a normal, common averaging smoothing algorithm we are using.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your question. Hope we answered you. So, waiting for the next questions. Hope people joined us. If you have missed some of the presentation, if you have just joined us, please feel free to write us any questions. We will be happy to again once to answer you all questions. А как вы думаете, вот, например, какая-нибудь влажность, может ли повлиять на датчик, потому что в некоторых странах, вы сами знаете, влажность большая?
Датчик абсолютно герметичен и рассчитан для работы во влажной среде.
I asked Dmitry by my own because I know that most of countries has high humidity. And I asked if this such weather condition, this high humidity, can affect for the working of the fuel level sensor. And he answered me that any kind of humidity cannot affect the fuel level sensor because it's hermetically sealed and any humidity cannot affect. Thank you so much. Mr. Govind Sharma is writing, hello everyone. Hi Mr. Govind, nice to meet you. So he is asking the question, is that sensor in all type fuels? I think he means like, может он спрашивает, может ли измерять любые топлива?
Да, может.
Yes, it can measure all type of fuels. We mentioned in our presentation, it's for example, eco-gasoline, which is very widespread in Latin America. It's a mixture of the alcohol and the fuel. It can as well measured. I think it's unique right now in this market. It can easily measure the normal diesel, normal gasoline as well easily. Hope we answered your question, Mr. Govind. Mr. Philip is asking, is the sensor wireless? Yes, Mr. Phillips. Our fuel level sensor is wireless, so it means there is no any wires. It's just the sensor and the tube. Am I right?
Да, точно.
Hope we answered your question. Any other questions there? We are ready. We are here.
Можно сказать, что Mielta считает, что тенденции рынка идут сейчас как раз к развитию беспроводных технологий, и мы тоже стремимся к этому.
As you know, right now it's kind of with the modern life, all manufacturers now trying to develop a new all the device wireless, so Mielta as well is not exception. We are developing and we will do probably within few years all our devices wireless. So we started to do from fuel level sensor. So next question is it possible to install a wireless sensor without having a tracker with the Bluetooth?
Мгм.
Yeah.
Для этого существуют внешние приемники Bluetooth. Скажи об этом сначала.
If in case your tracker doesn't have inbuilt Bluetooth, in that case there is kind of external Bluetooth transceiver devices. I hope I said correct. So?
Да. Mielta планирует выпуск собственного приемника внешнего, но так как Fantom может работать в универсальном формате, то некоторые существующие на рынке приемники тоже могут быть совместимы с нашим датчиком.
Our engineers, our company is working on the release our own external Bluetooth transceiver, which can work with such devices which there is no Bluetooth. But as you know that Mielta Fantom has two data transfer formats, and it means it can work with some of other external Bluetooth transceivers. It can work. So you can have a solution that if in case you don't have in your tracker inbuilt battery, Bluetooth, it can work. So next question is, would this work for ship fuel monitoring, and which device will be used for tracking in mid-sea? Как я поняла, для кораблей.
Да. Вид топлива, который может измерять датчик, ограничен только лишь степенью вязкости. Скажи об этом.
1 second. Yes, this fuel level sensor, our Mielta fuel level sensor, can work with any type of fuel, but there is a limit. It's a limit about like viscosity of the fuel, of some fuel, let's say like that.
Слишком вязкие виды топлива могут плохо проходить в сенсор датчика.
When the some fuel, as you know, when it's too much, there is viscosity. This fuel, unfortunately, maybe, or it's normal, cannot enter to the tube inside the sensor.
Других ограничений нет.
So there is no other limits. In case there is not too much viscosity, so yes, it can work.
Какие устройства в МИДСе?
И с какими устройствами, да.
Наши трекеры, к сожалению, не рассчитаны на эксплуатацию в морских условиях. Можно применить другие.
Unfortunately, Mr. Jimmy, our trackers is not suitable to work with them in the sea in general. But in case with other trackers, yes, our fuel level sensor can work with other trackers, so you can install with suitably with other trackers. So next question is, will it work with biodiesel of B100 blend? Probably we don't know about the diesel of B100 blend. Let us a little bit Google to understand what kind of it's biodiesel B100 blend.
Биодизель.
Будет ли работать, как я поняла, с этим биодизелем?
B100. 100% биодизель. В общем-то, да.
Биодизель,
Никаких-
смеси, вот
Да,
что.
стопроцентный биодизель, никаких ограничений
Нет.
нет.
Yes, we have already checked the features of this diesel, and our technical specialist said that it will work easily with this biodiesel P100. Mr. Ravi, I hope I answered your question. How can it be connected with the tracker? Как он может подключиться к трекеру, мистер Филипп Лихаский?
Так как датчик имеет интерфейс Bluetooth, Bluetooth Low Energy, нужно настроить Connect в спутниковом терминале, и датчик будет передавать данные.
As you know, this fuel level sensor has a Bluetooth interface, so you have to set up configuration in the tracker as well, and via Bluetooth. It can be generation 4.0 Bluetooth Low Energy, and easily can connect and work via interface Bluetooth Low Energy, and it's like that, it's connected with the fuel level sensor. So next question is from Mr. Gavin Sharma. Suppose that we calibrate with diesel and regularly using it. Хорошо. Afterwards you use biodiesel. Does it provide accuracy? If yes, then how much? Как я поняла, если
понял
мы
вопрос,
калибровались его биодизелем.
В данном случае, то есть если мы сначала дизель, а потом биодизель, в данном случае данные могут отличаться, если физические свойства биодизеля отличаются от обычного дизеля.
In that case, the value it can be different in case your normal diesel and biodiesel
имеют различные физические свойства.
has different features or viscosity.
Физические свойства.
Physical.
Диэлектрическую проницаемость.
Physical dielectric.
Коэффициент.
Sorry, 1 second. Let me to answer you correct that it will be. Он уже, да. Контекст откройте, пожалуйста.
Dielectric
permittivity.
Inductivity.
So, for your question, Mr. Govind, so in case your diesel and biodiesel has different value of dielectric parameters, so it can be the value can be changed. So the can be different.
Dielectric constant.
Dielectric constants, if it's different, so yes, the value will be different.
Я не знаю, как бы у нас нет биодизеля в стране, не распространен, и мы не знаем, насколько сильно могут отличаться эти параметры.
In Russia, there is no biodiesel, so that's why, unfortunately, we don't know any kind of parameters of your biodiesel. So that's why we are a little bit difficult to answer for this question, because we don't know the dielectric constants.
Если датчик был откалиброван в биодизеле, то он будет работать с ним успешно.
In case the fuel level sensor is already calibrated with the biodiesel, and if you will work with this fuel level sensor, yes, it can work easily, like it will work. I hope we answered your question. Next question is from Mr. Gadiev. Is your wireless sensor compatible with old Mielta M3 models?
Нет, не совместимо.
Unfortunately not, it's not compatible with the tracker and Mielta M3. So next question from Philippe. Is the Fantom compatible with all type of tracker able to support fuel monitoring? и получается наш
Ну,
Fantom.
не со всеми трекерами. Мы уже говорили, что это с теми трекерами, которые имеют BLE приемник.
Mr. Philip, our fuel level sensor Fantom is not compatible with the all type of trackers. It must most like the trackers which you want that it will work with the Mielta Fantom must have Bluetooth low energy generation 4.0 or newest one. In that case, it can easily connect. But in that case, if you want to have another kind of tracker, we can recommend you our other fuel level sensor, but it's wired one, Mielta Zond or Mielta Katana. It can work with all type of with all type of trackers. Hope we answered your question. So next question is, no, I think it's double it. Will it work for the oil hoist dielectric, whose dielectric value is higher than 1? In India, for some oil, relative permittivity is not less than 1. So for that oil, will it work?
Меньше единицы.
Скорее всего, да. Нет, higher than 1. Больше, чем единица. Да, больше, чем единица. Будет ли работать для масла диэлектрический значок, который выше, чем 1 единица? В Индии в некоторых нефтей.
Диэлектрический коэффициент, диэлектрическая проницаемость обычного биотоплива примерно 2,4.
Биотоплива.
Да.
The electric constant of biodiesel.
Обычный дизель.
Normal diesel is 2.4.
Вода 80.
Water is 80.
И все, что находится между обычным топливом и водой, наш датчик способен измерять.
So all the type of fuel which has the electric constant from normal diesel to the water, it can work. So I think I already answered that it's from 2 till 80. So if in case is your higher than 1.
Как правило, это не больше 5-6 коэффициент. То есть любое топливо, любое масло, да, это датчик будет работать с маслом.
Yes, our fuel level sensor will work with in your case, will work it because the rate is not different. Which trackers do you recommend? Do you mean if you mean about connect directly to our fuel level sensor Mielta Fantom? We recommend you a Mielta M7 Pro, which can work directly with our fuel level sensor, Mielta Fantom. Yes.
Точно.
Thank you so much for your question. Any other questions? So we will wait. Let me remind you, in case if you have any kind of another trackers which do not support Bluetooth Low Energy 4.0 or or newest one, we have wired fuel level sensors, Mielta Zond and Mielta Katana, which can easily work with any other trackers, and the accuracy of our fuel level sensor is 99% years. So be sure that you will get good high accuracy level measurement. So next question is iOS and Android. Does it matter which device to use? Вопрос, как я поняла, iOS или
есть
Android?
Есть ли разница, что использовать? Да, я понял вопрос. Нет, разницы никакой нет. Наше приложение, оно кроссплатформенное. Оно одинаково работает и на платформе iOS, и на Android.
Mr. Usama, no, there is no any difference. If it's comfortable for you to use iOS, you can use in iOS or Android. All of the platforms is working perfectly great in both platforms, even iOS, even Android. Mr. Govind Sharma is asking, Fantom is auto-calibrate if oil change?
Нет, автоматическая калибровка не поддерживается. Ну,
Если,
это вообще
как
очень
я
редкое
поняла.
явление
Мгм.
вообще в мировом рынке.
Мгм.
Автоматической калибровки нет. Если вы меняете тип топлива, значит нужно проводить калибровку.
Unfortunately, Mr. Govind, no. Actually, this auto calibration is very rare in this market. In case you are changing your oil, you have to calibrate with that oil and to write these values which is showing your oil. Hope we answered your question. So, Mr. Jim is asking, will this support generator monitoring? If yes, what is the accuracy? Будет ли она поддерживать генератор?
Генератор?
Да.
Ну, топливо в генераторе не отличается от топлива в обычных автомобилях.
Yes, of course it will work. The fuel in generators is not different from the normal fuels which is used in vehicles. So yes, of course it will work, and the accuracy is 99%.
Подожди, это
Точность.
Точность,
Да, точность
указана...
у нас 99.
Нет. Ну да.
99%.
Коэффициент ошибка не более 1%.
And the error is no more than 1%. So accuracy is 99%. You can understand. Hope we answered your question. Mr. Philip is asking what his autonomy capacity.
Вот his autonomy. Что это значит?
Какая у него автономная, как я поняла, способность в автоматике? Емкость capacity, да, емкость, как мы знаем.
Неправильно переводит.
Mr. Philip, I'm so sorry.
Вопрос.
Could you clear your question because we do not understand. Sorry. We are waiting your described question. So next question is from Mr. Gadiev. If our tracker have only RS485 and works with LLS protocol, is it possible to connect wireless sensor with the wireless base maybe to such trackers?
Мы уже говорили, что для этого необходим внешний Bluetooth BLE приемник.
So yes, we have actually said a little bit before, maybe even in our presentation, that in that case, if your tracker do not have BLE Bluetooth like low energy, in that case you need external Bluetooth transceiver, and it can work with Mielta Fantom.
Да.
Hope we answered your question, Mr. Gadiev.
Внешний Bluetooth трансивер будет анонсирован чуть позже.
Our external Bluetooth transceiver will be released a little bit later. For sure, I will send it for everyone information about it. And in that time, easily can connect with any kind of tracker, even if it's not supported Bluetooth low energy. So please little bit wait. We are already on process, and we will release and we will announce it everywhere. Thank you so much for your question, Mr. Gadiev. It's really important. It's really helpful for others to understand. Is Fantom provides digital or analog data?
Ну, беспроводной интерфейс Bluetooth Low Energy — это цифровой интерфейс. Там не может быть речи о аналоговых данных.
Mielta Fantom is it's Bluetooth, is working on Bluetooth, and as we know, Bluetooth is digital interface. So there cannot be any analog interface. So I think I answered that with digital, it provides data. Thank you so much, Mr. Govind. So, what is the range for BLE road connectivity?
Расстояние. Расстояние от спутникового терминала до датчика может быть в диапазоне до 15-30 метров, но очень сильно зависит от сильно зависит от металлических препятствий и расположения относительно друг друга.
The distance can be from
Не from, а up to. Up to
from
15, 30.
up to 15 till 30 meters, the connectivity, but it really depends on, зависит от металлической
От
конструкции.
расположения, от объекта наличия металла.
It very depends on where is the located, the, получается еще металлический.
Наличие
The presence
металла
of
между датчиком и
the
терминалом.
presence of metal between the fuel level sensor and the tracker, it's as well is giving some kind of, it depends, it's maybe can reduce. Mr. Philip, by the way, please could you repeat your question, because we couldn't understand, that we will explain you or will answer you. What happens if you mix fuel and water? Will the sensor break?
Нет, в данном случае датчик не выходит из строя, он продолжает работать и передает ошибку с кодом.
In our case, Mielta Fantom, it will not break. It will continue work, even if there is in fuel there is presence of water. Можете повторить?
Да.
Будет
Датчик
работать?
будет передавать ошибку с кодом, со значением ошибки.
The fuel level sensor will send it to you the code, the error code.
Значение которого будет зависеть от уровня воды в баке.
The value which the value will be how to say
Will be depend.
Will be depend on the level of the water in the fuel tank. So hope we answered your question. Thank you for provided information. Thank you so much, Mr. Gadi, for your question. It was really important and it was really helpful. Thanks. Welcome. So, any other question? And Mr. Philip, sorry for not answering your question, because unfortunately we do not understand.
Можем ли мы сказать, что совсем скоро мы презентуем видеоролик, в котором мы подробно покажем работу датчика с водой в топливе?
By the way, Mr. Usama, regarding your question about the presence of the fuel, like presence of the water in the fuel, we have recorded a new video which we will share with you soon. We tested in laboratory. We will show that there was the fuel inside the presence water, and you will see changes, and you will see how it's working actually with water, our fuel level sensor. We will share with you all soon. Please let's be in touch, that you will not miss this video.
Следите за нашим каналом,
Yes.
он там появится.
Please follow our any social media such as Facebook, Instagram. We will share with you this video. I think it will be really helpful, because a lot of people, they was asking about if in case there will be a presence water, or maybe there will be another kind of impurities or maybe liquids inside the fuel, or how the change will be. So we decided to do some kind of video with presence of water. Hope it will be interesting for everybody. Mr. Jimmy as well is telling us thank you for the session. Thank you for you, Mr. Jimmy, for your time. And so hopefully it was helpful for you and for your business. Welcome. So, видео, получается, у нас там было именно просто на воде. Или...
Мы добавляли воду в топливо.
В топливо именно. So in our video, I can give you a little bit of information. We recorded a video. It was the fuel, and we added into the fuel water. And we recorded any kind of values which is sending the fuel level sensor into the mobile application.
Мы пытались показать, как датчик сигнализирует о наличии воды и как можно оценить количество воды.
Ага, поняла. And we recorded, we write it how the sensors acting in that case, like what kind of, for example, alerting signals, let's say, or maybe what kind of values is sending to like mobile application. We recorded, and hopefully you will see. Mr. Usama is asking how long is the battery life? Сколько работает, как я поняла, батарея?
Батарея рассчитана на 7 лет эксплуатации датчика.
The battery service life is 7 years.
Для этого необходимо соблюдать некоторые рекомендации от производителя по периоду измерения и отправки данных.
In that the service life will be stated 7 years. In that case, you have to do some recommendation from our engineers, which we mentioned in our manual. Then it will, as we stated, it will work 7 years.
Рекомендации касаются периода измерения и отправки данных. Скажи об этом.
Recommendation is related about the period of measurement and sending of data package to the monitoring service. Hope we answered your question, Mr. Usama. Mr. Gadiev is telling that I guess Mr. Philip is asking for how long it can work for single battery. Yeah, we already answered, I think, Mr. Gadiev, for that question. Mr. Govind is asking, as Fantom works, but it provides digital data, do you have a sensor which provides analog data?
Это зонд.
For your question, our specialist asking said so that it's suitable for your zond.
Mielta зонд это датчик с внешним питанием, с проводом, с кабелем.
Mielta zond is wired fuel level sensor.
Аналоговый сигнал. Он имеет цифровой и частотный frequency.
Да, здесь он аналоговый спрашивает, тогда нет, да?
Аналоговый нет.
Sorry for this information. If you mean about the analog connection, unfortunately, Mielta do not have an analog connection with the analog connectivity fuel level sensor.
Interface.
Yes, we do not have analog interface. All our fuel level sensor or Bluetooth interface or RS485 digital interface, or it can connect by frequency. Thank you so much, Mr. Govind. So that we will not require calibration if we will change. Тогда я не поняла вопрос. Это был, как я поняла, если это в таком случае мы бы не, получается, не спрашивали бы, как я поняла, не запрашивали calibration. Когда...
Это неверно. То есть свойства топлива напрямую влияют на работу датчика. И менять тип топлива без калибровки нельзя, будет неточное показание.
Unfortunately, by our technical specialist said that that's not correct because any kind of change of fuel, it must be calibrated because different fuels is sending different values. So in that case, if you are not calibrating and if it's working directly without calibration, you will get wrong information about the fuel level.
Я уточню, что принцип действия датчика основан как раз на применении диэлектрических свойств топлива.
Принцип действия. The principle of working of our fuel level sensor, we are saying
мы используем диэлектрические свойства топлива.
We are using the electric
свойства,
the electric parameters of the any kind of fuels. We are using for measurement. Thank you so much, Ria. Thank you so much, Mr. Ravi, if it's sufficient knowledge. Thank you so much. Welcome, Mr. Ravi. Philip is, Mr. Philip, I guess Mr. asking for a long time.
From single battery.
This is my
Мы уже ответили на этот
question.
вопрос.
Yeah, we already answered, but maybe Mr. Philip was missed. The service life of fuel level sensor Mielta Fantom battery is 7 years. In case you will do some recommendation of which is mentioned in our manual, it's related to measurement period and the sending of data package. I hope I answered your question, Mr. Philip. Thank you, Mr. Gadi, for helping us. Mr. Ravi is asking one question: if operator of the vehicle mix something like water or dust in tank, which is full of oil, will water and dust will affect the graph of fuel or report?
Да, вода имеет коэффициент диэлектрический сильно отличающийся от топлива, и она, естественно, не позволит измерить топливо корректно.
Yes, because as you know, Mr. Ravi, that the water, the electric constant is really different from normal fuel or normal oil which you are using right now. It's as we mentioned before, it's 80 value. So in case if driver, let's say, or somebody else, it will drop into the fuel or maybe into the oil water, in real time, yes, you will see the changes, and of course it will affect the graph and report as well. It will affect. Am I right?
Наличие воды, да, не позволяет измерить топливо.
But in our case, the presence of water will not affect the fuel level sensor.
Вода мешает измерять топливо. Если есть вода, мы не видим топливо.
But in that case, if there is water in the fuel tank, the fuel level sensor will see only the water value. It will not show for you the value of fuel. Due to the electric constants, it's very high in water. Hope we answered your question, Mr. Ravi. And I want to ask actually sorry, because first of all, I'm not a technical person. I don't know all technical maybe parameters. So that's why for me, next to me, Dmitry, who is helping me. And if we do not understand or if we say something wrong, sorry, from now, that because we tried. And if after our webinar you will have anyway any kind of questions, please feel free to contact us to our website. Maybe you can write us directly in chat, or you can contact your manager who will help you. So I think let's wait a little bit, and then probably, yes, after 2 minutes we will finish our webinar. So we are waiting your questions, dear colleagues. Don't worry, that's why I'm here. Thank you so much, Mr. Gadir. Thank you. Yeah, yes, your presence it really helped me. Так, кстати, про видео еще раз. Получается, мы записали какое-нибудь, вот именно как он отсылает какие-либо...
Да, мы показали, как код ошибки
зависит
от уровня воды в топливе.
So, by the way, about the video, which we will share with you soon, with the presence of water, Dmitry is just telling me that we recorded the error code. Error code, as I understand, will depend on the level of water, right?
In the fuel.
In the fuel. So if in case you dropped only one kind of little small drop in the fuel, so it will be another kind of error code. But in case he, like a driver or you try to kind of 1 liter water into the fuel, it's another error code. Am I understand you right?
Fantom позволяет оценить причину ошибки, возникновения ошибки, будь то это вода или неправильная калибровка, или если это вода, то сколько воды.
With this new, because in Fantom, as I understand, we use new kind of measurement sensors, new kind of microscheme, which can allows you to understand the reason why this came the such code. Am I right?
Причину возникновения ошибки.
Yes, the reason of why it's happened like that.
Это неверная калибровка или это присутствие воды в баке.
It can even give it you error in case you did wrong calibration. So it will send it to you some kind of error code.
Да, мы покажем табличку значений, которые могут дать оценку ошибки.
In our video, we will show you the chart with the tearing table, and you will understand, right, what kind of why it's
Причины
happened,
возникновения
the
ошибки.
reason of like presence of the error code. So Mr. Ravi is asking, but I think the sensor should have the feature that it will not detect water value. It should give the only fuel value. Как я поняла, это, как мне кажется, он имеет в виду по поводу should have the feature, какую-то особенность, чтобы оно не, получается, не определяло именно воду, а именно показывало, что все-таки даже если там вода, показывало именно
это невозможно, исходя из физических принципов. Вода очень сильно влияет на датчик, на емкость сенсора влияет.
Unfortunately, it's impossible due to the physical features, because the water has
большое влияние на емкость сенсора.
It has really big effect, huge effect to the capacity of sensor. I think это не из-за того, что диэлектрическая проницаемость намного, даже 40 раз выше. It's due to dielectric constant, because it's much more higher. It's if it's normal diesel, it's 2, and the water is 80. It's 40 times it's higher than usually. Maybe that's why. It means the sensor will work on parameters of the electric constant value, not for specific type of oil. Правильно? То есть получается, датчик работает параметров, как диэлектрической проницаемости значения, а не из-за какого специфических каких-либо.
Нет, датчик измеряет емкость конденсатора, которая зависит от диэлектрических параметров.
The sensor is working with the capacity of some kind of condensators, which is
зависит от диэлектрических параметров.
Which depends on the, like, you know, really connected to the dielectric constants of the any kind of type of liquid, let's say.
Да, это может быть не обязательно топливо, это должно быть диэлектрическая жидкость.
It can be not only fuel, but it must have a dielectric constants, any kind of liquid with dielectric constant. In that case, yes, it can work. Yes, even Mr. Gadiev is commenting that I guess it's technically not possible in this kind of sensor. Maybe it will be possible with ultrasonic sensor. Unfortunately, Mr. Gadiev, we do not have experience with the ultrasonic sensor, so I cannot help even to Mr. Ravi to answer for that question.
Мы специализируемся на датчиках емкостного типа.
We are specialized for the sensors with the capacity.
Yes. точно.
But it's just my guess. Yeah, Mr. Gadich said, только если он так думает. Yeah. So there, we are finishing our webinar. Hope it was very helpful for you. Thank you so much for your time, and thanks for all your questions. Hope we answered for all your questions. In case it's left any kind of question, please contact us, contact your manager. We will answer you. Thank you so much for your time. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.
Видео, это значит, получать не выйдет, правильно поняла? Надеюсь, мы поделимся с видео.
Да, конечно.